way I would answer that, first of all, is that you would have to encourage a person in that situation to pray. That first and foremost, the calling to ministry, a calling to particularly plant a church, is something that happens or is understood in the dynamic of prayer, as a individual gets himself before God and really asks God that question. And then beyond that, you look to the connection to the church, to the community of God, and ask those same questions of those who know you, who see you in ministry context, and who are able to sort of assess who you are and what is it that you do well, and do those kind of things align themselves with the things that are necessary to be an effective church planter. So it kind of begins very personally and locally with your own context, your own church and pastor and those around you to help kind of coach you toward that or away from that, as the case may be. I know I find myself a lot of times persuading people not to go toward church planting, but maybe toward other venues of ministry, because church planting is a very specific specialization in ministry. You have to have special gifts and calling. One of the things we do in our network is we provide a pretty intensive assessment process. So I would encourage someone who is seeking church planting to find some place where they can get those who know church planting, those who are experienced church planters, to help them kind of get to the root of whether they have the competencies and the core experiences that are needed to be effective in church planting. So assessment, and what we do in assessment is we take a look at their Christian maturity, just sort of the core foundation. Are they strong enough and mature enough to bear the weight of church planting if it were put on their shoulders? We delve into their own sense of calling and how clear and specific that might be. And then thirdly, we look at some well-established competencies that other church planters have frequently listed as essential to being effective in church planting, regardless of the context.